All right, girls, so today we are going to be talking about the base level of strength, why it is important for athletes, and then how we develop this particular trait. So why is the base level of strength important? Base level of strength is the foundation of all strength, and that is where all of our athletic abilities, power, explosion, rate of time development, all of that is formed. So when we have an athlete come through the door, what we're going to do is develop this base level of strength. So here's how it goes. The first part of the base level of strength, and we're just going to use this and call it A. A for us is intermuscular coordination. Intermuscular coordination. Intermuscular coordination. What this is, in a very simple way, it is the cooperation amongst different muscle groups communicating to each other to move efficiently. All right. So the big part that we need to take away here is cooperation between muscle groups. All right. And when we do this, what we're doing is we're teaching people how to coordinate their body. Okay. It is important because the more efficient we are, the more we are going to be able to produce force. So when we have somebody come through the door and we put a barbell on their back and you sort of see them struggling through the movement pattern, this is their body learning intermuscular coordination. It is communicating to the different muscle groups which one will turn off, or which ones to turn on, which ones to turn off so that we can move efficiently. This is neuromuscular control. After that, let me go back to this. This typically takes place in the first 2 to 3 weeks of training. Okay? So as they come through the door, as they are learning, first 2 or 3 weeks is intermuscular coordination. The next step in the process, so we're going to label this B, is intramuscular coordination. Okay? So I-N-T-R-A, muscular coordination. Intra. Now what this is this is the communication within a muscle group. Okay? This is us taking motor units, which are the basic level of our muscle and fibers, and creating efficiency through 3 different things, 3 different phases. One is number encoding. I'm going to explain these in a little more detail. Number encoding is simply recruitment of more motor units. Okay? The more motor units that fire, the more force we can exert, the stronger we are. Okay? So we're trying to get more motor units firing. After that, we got what's called rate encoding. Okay? Rate encoding is the speed with which we can activate these muscle fibers. So we want to not only recruit a large number of motor units, but we also want to recruit them as quickly as possible. So we think of this as explosive strength, the ability to very quickly exert our force on an object. Okay? Finally, we have pattern encoding. Okay? And with this, we are now taking all these motor units, the ones that we've recruited a large number of them, we've done it very quickly, now we're synchronizing the motor units to fire simultaneously. And that ultimately is how we're able to express our strength in the most explosive way possible. This gets into rate of force development, which all that means is being able to move faster. But these are the 3 ways in which we use intramuscular coordination to develop the base level of strength. This phase, approximately 4 to 6 weeks. Okay? So as you see, the first 6 weeks, all we're doing, not all we're doing, but the main purpose of what we're doing is coordinating our body. Right? We're teaching our muscles to talk to each other, and then we're teaching the fibers and the motor units within each muscle to be able to work more efficiently to produce maximum force.
Are the 4 to 6 weeks after, or is it like it's 6 weeks from this? Like A starts week 1 and the end of B is week 6, or is that 4 to 6 after the 2? Mother put on the 2.
So, these are not happening independently of each other.
Okay.
They are happening, they are all happening simultaneously, but the primary function early on, first 2 or 3 weeks, is intramuscular coordination, right? You are getting some intramuscular coordination, but it's not the priority, right? So, and when I say the priority, it's not like you have conscious control over that, but the way the body is designed, it's teaching the body how to move multiple muscle groups, and then we're getting into efficiently moving within the actual single muscles.
And can you hold someone back on A if they're not, I mean, can you not be ready for B at a certain point, or your body just kind of?
So yes and no, and we're going to get to that. Okay? So the third phase of base level strength, we're going to call it C. All right? Hypertrophy. You know what hypertrophy is?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so hypertrophy. Okay? What we want to think, P-H-Y. Okay? What we're going to call this, or the term that we want to use for hypertrophy, is adaptive reconstruction. So what this is, construction. Now what this is, we've taken the first approximately 6 weeks and coordinated our body, and now, because we have been adding or progressively adding weight as we go, so think about amateur progression, 3x5 at 5, 3x5 at 10, whatever it may be, we have now added such weight that we actually need larger muscles to accommodate the heavier load. So hypertrophy is simply the building of muscle, okay? In very simple terms, but it's...
My favorite one.
What's that?
My favorite
Everybody's favorite one, correct? Yeah, so it is increasing the cross-sectional fiber of the muscle. It's making us bigger and stronger to accommodate the heavier load, right? We've coordinated the body. We're now adding additional muscle mass. And then finally, what we're going to get to, this last phase, or D, So this typically takes place 6 to 12 weeks. All right? After that, we get to D. D for us is stagnation. All right? Stagnation is simply the slowing of the gains. Okay? We've run a linear progression. It's how we do things here. We've slowly added weight. We've not adjusted reps or anything. And first, your body will coordinate itself, then your body will build additional muscle mass, and then you'll get to a point where those gains start to slow. That's stagnation. That happens with everybody. To the question that you just asked. So, do you hold somebody back? No. What happens is you'll get to this stage, and you have 2 things that are going to produce stagnation, or going to bring you to stagnation. It is either neuromuscular efficiency, efficiency, or muscle growth. So one of 2 things is holding you back at this point. Either you have not developed enough coordination to express your strength, or you're coordinated enough, so to speak, you're coordinated enough, you just need to build some bigger muscles. Okay? This is where us as coaches come in. We have to determine at this point, do we need to put you down on, or do we have to pick exercises that are going